How to help an unmotivated teen without nagging or micromanaging. Are you exhausted from checking grades, asking your teenager or high schooler if their homework is done? Are you helping them study for tests? Do you feel like you're back in high school or middle school? It shouldn't be that hard, and it also shouldn't be so much pressure on you. The truth is, motivation doesn't grow under pressure. It grows under ownership. Your teenager needs to take ownership, their grades, they are in school, and what they have to do. Without you nagging them and you supporting them, this shift will change 100%. Many of your teenagers aren't unmotivated, they're overwhelmed. They have athletics, they have clubs, they have homework, there's projects, they're trying to have a social life, they're trying to control social media. There are so many things going on. Their executive functioning skills, like planning, prioritizing, and time management, are still developing. Micromanaging them often sends the message that you don't trust them to do this on their own. The message that they're getting is they can't handle all of this, so you have to step in and do it. I'll never forget when I was in elementary school, there was a mom and she would wait outside for when we got picked up, and it was a friend of mine's mom, and she would go through the backpack and she would ask me what the homework was instead of her daughter. And now, as an adult, especially a counselor and a parent, I think back and what she was doing, she didn't trust her daughter to know what the homework was. She was double checking with me, another second grader, third grader, whatever it was, to see what the homework was. Then she would go through the backpack and make sure all the books were there, because several times my friend forgot to bring home the right book. Back then, we had books and textbooks. Everything now is really on Chromebooks, and we pretty much can get access to it from a friend. So that part is a little different. But when I look back at that situation, she was micromanaging her daughter so bad. It didn't give her the confidence. And I saw it later in life. She didn't have confidence. She didn't have the security in an academic that she was able to accomplish these tasks. In middle school, she was very insecure on all of these things. And now, looking back, I realize why. I don't think the mom meant it. I think she was doing it, but what she was doing was trying to micromanage, what a lot of you try to do. You might walk in the room, see your middle schooler doing homework, and you might say to them, okay, so what's going on? You look like you're distracted. Put your phone down. What you should do is you've got English, math, and social studies. Start with the math, get that done, and right away, all you're doing is micromanaging and taking over. You just took all the control away from your teenager. You didn't give them a choice of what subject they wanted to do, what assignment they wanted to finish and feel accomplished with. Let them choose those things. Help them and guide them. There's a difference than micromanaging or nagging. Did you study for that test? Did you study? You know you got a social studies test coming up. Did you get the study guide yet? That's not what they want to hear. We have to change the narrative as a parent and support and build the connection. That mom checking the book bag took away all that control. She also wasn't building executive functioning skills in her daughter. She was doing it all for her. Instead, try things like, what's your plan on getting all of this accomplished and done tonight? At first, plans may not always be great. Let your teenager, let your seventh grader, your middle schooler, your high schooler even, they need guidance. Just because they're in high school doesn't mean they can do this all on their own. Let them tell you the plan. Now, you might not have to do this all year. You might have to do this for a couple months. You might have to do it maybe now because they're feeling a little overwhelmed or unmotivated. So this is something that you have to assess and see. But ask them questions. Sometimes it might be messy. They might not have it all figured out. But that's where you're going to get surprised. When you hear their answers, when you hear their plan, you might say, oh, wow, that sounds like a great plan. I have confidence you're going to get this all completed tonight. So, questions foster critical thinking and autonomy, and in a way that instructions never can. So, when you give instructions to your teenager, do this, this, and this, you're not allowing them to think on their own or think critically. Modern research on motivational interviewing supports this. It shows that if you let them develop these critical thinking skills, they will be more motivated. A child, a teenager, whenever they're feeling overwhelmed or stuck, they are definitely more inclined to complete, to feel better when it's their plan, when it's on their terms. And once again, I'm not saying let them run wild, let them not complete assignments. I'm saying support them. Don't micromanage them. Instead of asking all those questions and micromanaging, try something like this. One calm weekly check in instead of daily reminders. Hey, during dinner, how's school going this week? You have any upcoming tests? Did you get any grades back? Make it sound more like a conversation instead of an interrogation. Ask like, what's your plans for the week? What do you have going on? I do that all the time with my boys. I'll say to them, what do you have this week? And so will have this test. This one will have an exam. Who's going in late for school? They have practice every day. And at this point, I have taught them time management skills. I have taught them how to prioritize and what's important and what they need to get done. So now at 18, they're pretty good at it. I just do these check-ins. But in middle school, I really sat down and spent the time to teach them this. Another thing you might do is focus on the system, not the grades. I know that sounds so hard, but focus on the system of which they're studying. Is it working? What kind of learner are they? Not just the grades. If your student, if your child is really trying hard, studying, you see it, they are well-rounded, and they're getting that B, and you want an A plus, that B needs to be good enough for you if it's good enough for them. If they're working their hardest and they're doing everything right, then you need to accept they're not that A plus student, they're that B student. And that's something as a parent you have to work on. You have to accept. The first step is noticing it. I have so many parents that want their kids to be straight A students, and they're just not straight A students. I don't mean that in a mean way. They're not. We have all different levels of people, different levels of careers they're going to go into, different paths. Each of us, each of your kids are going to fit in different forms, in different ways of that. It's not always what you want. My last playlist series, check it out. It talks about parenting the teen in front of you and not the one you imagined. So this is another one about grades. Accepting those grades and focusing on the system and not just the actual grade that they got. The way you could support them is sitting beside them, not hovering when they don't want you to. Ask them, do you need some help? Can I sit next to you just to get started? Can I help you get organized and teach you how to do this? Another way is helping them break tasks into smaller steps. Very often, especially ADHD kids or ADD kids, they'll have a very hard time breaking down multi-step directions. My daughter all the time did. When clean your room is such a broad spectrum, I would have to go in and say, pick up your water bottles, pick up your dirty clothes, pick up all the different things you left your makeup around the room. I couldn't just say clean your room. That was too broad. So help break it down. Help them see step by step what they have to do. Teach them. Let natural consequences happen with support. You're teaching life skills. You're not just getting through this semester. You're teaching them how to be organized, how to break things down. This is about life skills, not the grade on the report card. A parent at school that I worked with was checking the portal daily. She was checking the grades. Sometimes a missing assignment, it would drop the grade really low. She would call me. She was calling me every other day. What's going on? I see the grade. I explained to her, you have to take a step back. You can't check the portal every day. It'll drive you crazy. The numbers go up and down. One big test, a quiz, it'll balance out. I explained to her, stop trying to control the situation. Let your teenager learn. Let them take ownership. Let them sign into the account and see what's going on. As a counselor, that's the biggest thing I teach my middle schoolers is how to advocate for themselves, how to go have conversations with teachers, how to have conversations with their parents, how to let them choose what they want and how to approach it. So this parent stopped nagging, stopped checking the portal every day, and before they knew it, their teenager was doing so much better, taking ownership. It brought back all of this support, and the connection with the parent and the teen was so much better. The mom stopped calling me every day. The teenager was coming in. The middle schooler was telling me their relationship was better. Mom wasn't nagging her anymore about every grade and every test and how much she studied. She was doing it on her own and making mom proud. That was what happened here when mom took a step back. Sometimes as a parent, that's what we have to do. Step back. I hope this video helped. Please hit subscribe. Also in my link, I have a free downloadable on 50 questions to motivate your teen. In the next video, we'll talk about rebuilding confidence after the academic stress or failure. Sometimes it's unavoidable and there is some academic stress or failure. So how do we rebuild after that happens? Check out the last video in this series on that topic. Don't forget to hit subscribe and download my free downloadable for 50 questions to motivate your teen.